If you're a permanent resident of Canada, your primary status document is a PR card. This status document expires every 5 years and needs to be renewed on a continuing basis until you eventually obtain your citizenship, should that be the route you wish to take in Canada. One of our clients is facing a situation where they do not meet the residency requirements and they write us. I got my residency 3 years back and I have just spent 2 months in Canada since then. I just wanted to check if I am not able to meet the 730 days of criteria, then what are the chances of PR card renewal? Let me know and I'll connect with you later. So if you're in a situation where you do not meet the residency obligation, your only hope to renew the permanent resident card would be to submit an application with Humanitarian and Compassionate consideration. This is basically an application where you ask the officer to bend the rules of the residency requirement to facilitate your renewing of the PR card in the hopes that you'll be able to fulfill the residency obligation the next time around. You'll have to convince an officer that there are circumstances beyond your control as to why you were unable to initially meet the residency requirement. This can involve things like urgent familial needs abroad, like taking care of a loved one or parent, circumstances beyond your control like medical and health-related issues. Employment-related issues is another strong factor. For example, if you entered Canada but were unable to find a job and therefore had to provide for your family and seek employment outside of Canada or income outside of Canada, an officer might also consider this as a mitigating factor. But if you simply obtained your permanent residence in Canada, entered, and then exited with no real reason as to why you were forced to leave, then this is not a legitimate request. If you face a situation where your permanent resident card is about to expire and you're outside of Canada, and you do not meet the residency obligation, it is strongly recommended that you re-enter Canada and stay here until you meet the residency obligation enough to renew your PR card. If your PR card expires while you are outside of Canada, you will not be able to re-enter until you have a new PR card or travel document. But if you do not meet the residency obligation and you're outside of Canada, you will not be able to re-enter and potentially risk losing this status or not being able to renew your PR card. If you face this situation, contact us as soon as possible so that we can outline and submit an application quickly, as processing times with Humanitarian Compassionate applications are very extensive. Time is of the essence in applications such as these, and we'd be happy to get yours out as soon as possible. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to check out some of our other videos where we explain PR card with Humanitarian and Compassionate consideration and what the residency obligation entails for permanent residents.